We all have quirky traits that make us unique. But when it comes to Sigma males, their habits stand out in the most intriguing ways. These individuals, often seen as the lone wolves of the social hierarchy, operate on a different wavelength than most people. They don't care much for traditional societal structures or fitting into the usual social molds. Instead, they carve their own paths, driven by logic, independence, and introspection. And while these traits make them stand out, they also come with some behaviors that others might find, well, strange. However, to a Sigma male, these habits are just part of who they are. They're not trying to be different on purpose. This is just how they naturally function. Whether it's their unfiltered communication style or unique problem-solving approach, these behaviors often leave others puzzled. But once you understand the mind of a Sigma, it all starts to make sense. Let's dive into 6 of the weirdest habits only Sigma males truly understand, and see what lies beneath the surface of these lone wolves. Number 1. Frustration when others don't think logically. The battle of the minds. If you've ever been in a conversation where someone's argument just didn't seem to make any sense, then you might understand a fraction of what Sigma males go through regularly. These men are logical to the core. They prioritize facts, data, and reason over emotions or vague opinions. So, when someone starts making decisions or arguments based on anything other than logic, it can be incredibly frustrating for them. Imagine being in a heated discussion with a group of people about the best way to solve a problem. A Sigma male will likely lay out a well-thought-out, logical solution, step by step. But then someone jumps in with an emotional plea or a far-fetched idea that lacks reasoning. To most people, this might just be part of the discussion, but to a Sigma male, it's baffling. He sees the clear path forward, the logical solution, and wonders why no one else seems to get it. For Sigma males, it's not about feeling superior or thinking they're smarter than others. It's about being wired to see the world through a logical lens. When conversations or situations drift away from that, it feels like hitting a brick wall. This often leads them to withdraw from discussions, not because they're uninterested, but because they simply can't fathom the illogical reasoning that others might rely on. They prefer to stay quiet rather than argue over things they feel can't be reasoned with. For them, engaging in a conversation that lacks logic is like trying to solve a puzzle that's missing pieces. It's frustrating and pointless. This isn't something Sigma males do to be difficult. It's just how their minds are built. Number 2. Speaking bluntly and directly. No sugarcoating allowed. One of the most noticeable traits of a Sigma male is their no-nonsense way of communicating. If you've ever had an interaction with someone who cuts straight to the point without mincing words, chances are you've encountered a Sigma. They have no time for small talk, sugarcoating, or tiptoeing around the truth. For them, honesty is paramount, and they'd rather deliver a harsh truth than a comforting lie. Picture this. A friend asks for your opinion on their outfit, and instead of giving a polite, vague answer like most people, a Sigma male will say something like, "It doesn't really suit you." It might come off as harsh, but in their mind, they're doing you a favor by being truthful. Why waste time with false niceties when the truth can help someone improve? This direct approach can be both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, you'll always know where you stand with a Sigma male. They're not going to lie to you or tell you what you want to hear. On the other hand, their bluntness can sometimes hurt feelings, especially for those who aren't used to such straightforward communication. But here's the thing. Sigma males aren't being rude on purpose. They simply believe that clear, honest communication is more productive than beating around the bush. They see no value in gray areas or hidden meanings. To them, life is black and white, and that's how they communicate. Number 3. Analyzing everything and everyone. The mind never rests. If there's one thing Sigma males can't help but do, it's analyzing every little detail around them. From people's body language to the smallest inconsistencies in someone's story, their minds are always in detective mode. It's not that they want to judge or criticize. It's just in their nature to break things down and understand how they work. Imagine walking into a party. Most people might just see a fun social gathering, but a Sigma male will immediately start analyzing the room. Who's the most confident person? Who seems out of place? Who's pretending to be someone they're not? They pick up on subtle cues like tone of voice, body posture, and even micro expressions that most people overlook. This habit extends to everything they do. Whether it's a new project at work or a casual conversation with a friend, they're constantly analyzing and overthinking. It's like they can't help but try to understand every aspect of a situation. While this might sound exhausting, to a Sigma male, it's just how they operate. They don't feel overwhelmed by their constant analysis. In fact, it often helps them stay ahead of the curve. They can read situations and people better than most, which allows them to avoid problems and make smarter decisions. However, there's a downside to this habit. Sigma males can sometimes overthink things to the point of making simple situations feel unnecessarily complex. But for them, it's a small price to pay for staying prepared and aware of their surroundings. Number 4. Loving routine but craving variety. The paradox of stability and boredom. Routines provide comfort for many people, but for Sigma males, they offer a strange sense of security. These men often thrive when they have a predictable schedule or routine to follow. It gives them structure and allows them to be efficient with their time. But here's the paradox. They also get bored of routines quickly and need constant variety to stay interested. It's like they enjoy the comfort of knowing what's coming next, but after a while, that very predictability starts to feel suffocating. One day, they'll love their morning routine of coffee and reading, but the next day, they'll be desperate to shake things up and do something completely different. This duality makes Sigma males both creatures of habit and seekers of novelty. They need the stability of routine to feel grounded, but they also crave new experiences to keep their minds engaged. It's a delicate balance that they're constantly trying to maintain. For them, life is about finding that sweet spot between comfort and excitement. Too much routine and they feel trapped. Too much variety and they feel ungrounded. It's a tricky balancing act, but it's one that Sigma males navigate instinctively. Number 5. Zoning out to think. A deep dive into the mind. Have you ever noticed someone staring off into space, seemingly lost in thought? That's a classic Sigma male habit. They might appear to be daydreaming, but in reality, their minds are working overtime. Zoning out is their way of processing information, solving problems, or even coming up with creative ideas. For Sigma males, zoning out isn't a sign of boredom. It's a necessary part of their thinking process. When they're deep in thought, it's like they've tuned out the outside world to focus on whatever's going on in their heads. This might make them seem distant or uninterested, but in truth, they're just hyper-focused on something that matters to them. This habit can make them seem a bit mysterious or even aloof. But for Sigma males, zoning out is one of the ways they recharge mentally and process the world around them. Number 6. Thriving in solo work. Independence over collaboration. While many people thrive in collaborative environments, Sigma males find their greatest satisfaction in solo work. They don't dislike working with others, but they find that they're most productive and creative when they're left to their own devices. Solo work gives them the freedom to follow their own ideas and set their own pace without the distractions of group dynamics. Imagine being able to work on something without interruptions, office politics, or waiting for others to catch up. That's the kind of environment where Sigma males excel. They value their independence and often produce their best work when they can dive deep into a project alone. For Sigma males, working alone isn't a sign of loneliness. It's a way to maintain control over their time and ideas. They can still collaborate when necessary, but given the choice, they'll always opt for solo work. These 6 habits may seem weird to the outside world, but for Sigma males, they're just part of what makes them who they are. From their love of logic to their need for solo work, these traits define how they interact with the world around them. While some may see these behaviors as strange, those who understand the Sigma mindset know that these habits are simply the result of a unique way of thinking and living. Whether you identify with these habits or know someone who does, one thing is clear. Sigma males aren't trying to fit into anyone's mold. They're just being themselves, independent, logical, and always thinking a step ahead. Want to dive deeper into the mind of a Sigma male? If these habits resonate with you or someone you know, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights into the unique world of Sigma personalities. Share this video with friends and let us know which habit surprised you the most. Stay tuned for more eye-opening content.